live. Just did a workout and now my arms feel like shit, but we're sore as fuck out in this bitch, but we're getting gains, so it's all good. I fucking launched a smoothie earlier today into the trash can, got some on the ceiling. Didn't wipe it up very well. My dad noticed and called me out, but pretty good. Weight check. 176.3. Debut with this Forsberg ass motherfucker. Oh, fuck off. This guy's such a bitch. So... let's go. We're on.
Keeper, absolutely terrible finishing from the attacker.
There we go. I need the sound. Play way better with the sound. Okay, we're on. Alan.
It could become a teammate. And the referee has awarded a corner following that touch. He elects to go short. And they do like to press whenever they can.
I'll take that. That's us.
And a throw in forthcoming. Klosterman. Coman. On to Holland. On the ball, Zakaria.
Bernat! No! I feel salty after that if I don't quit, so I'll just quit. You know what? Fuck it. On to the next. Good. We need Woot in the starting lineup already. He's just okay. This is what we want to see.
Hello everyone. The weather forecasters promised us a very pleasant day for football, and that's exactly what we've got. I'm Derek Ray, and joining me here on the commentary box is Lee Dixon, and getting ready for what should be potentially thrilling action here. It's Union, and they take on the Krakens.
Yeah, thank you, Derek. Lovely to be here. I can't wait for this one. A nice quick tempo from both sides will be ideal for me. Let's hope we get that. Should be a great game.
Sané, he's in behind. crucial challenge.
How?
Powerson.
Oh, sit your
And dispossessed.
Ooh.
Well, here is the lineup for the hosts today.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Krapp starts in goal.
Kevin Krapp?
Starts with Vincenzo.
You hear that,
Can he
right?
put them in front? Yes is the emphatic answer. And you have to say it was on the cards.
Oh my god, I really conceded. Mass. Alright, I'm warming up. Just chill. Oh god, it's only a matter of time. You know, just only a matter of time. You notice I'm streaming. Oh, Robo Rock, you should shut your ass up, bro.
And we're fully convinced this game will live up to its billing. Lee, this ought to be special.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. Should be a good game, this one. I always wanted to start the game on the front foot, fast play, force the opposition to respond. Hopefully we get that from the start of this match.
Forsberg. Well, he read that brilliant. Surely! Making high pressing work for them here. Forsberg.
Oh. Right, he's fouling.
Yeah, no flag stands between the posts. You can't really tackle like that and expect to get away with it. Looking to come you. We've barely got started and already a yellow card. Now, will that be potentially problematic for player? Oh, in with a chance! Beautifully struck.
Yeah, with your team of receivers and Messi, fuck off.
He's 3 inches away from scoring.
Well, he's lost the ball. A real opening now. Oh, he's given it. Penalty. And an opportunity now for them to jump in front. In it goes. A well-taken penalty.
Fuck Chief, bro.
What's going on?
Shut up! Shut up! Holy shit. Motherfucker wasn't plugged into my mic. So you just came blaring out of the TV and just gave the whole family ear rape. Thank you. Shut the fuck up, alright? Jesus. God damn. Disrespectful as fuck. Steve-Bo's on GTA. Can you even tell, or do you have me blocked still? Who the fuck's calling me? Oh fuck, this dude's calling me. I gotta answer this. Hello? Yo, what's up? Yeah, you are? Yeah, you are. It's weird because in Frisbee you come across people who are like that, and you just gotta be like, oh yeah, how so? Well,
Because the way they do it, or?
how many people showed up? How many people showed up? Really? That's good. Sick. Where'd you go? You just gotta use your fingertips. Yeah. Honestly, if you just, all it takes to get good at throwing is 1 or 2 days. You just throw someone every day. You're just as mad.
One of the activities, one of the listed activities is you get Cal, you bring Cal back.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I bet that's interesting to see.
That's so funny.
I wonder what the practice is like.
The last thing was Marv is just like a total dead weight. He said that he's like even worse than my dad about doing 0 exercises. He says that they have a guest room that he's in. He said he doesn't leave the guest room till noon, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And I said, what is he doing? He said, oh, I just think it's so painful for him to move around, and he can like takes 10 minutes to like get himself out of a chair. So Tom just leaves him in the room. And he doesn't really leave the room for like, like I said, till like midday or whatever. But he just said he refuses to do any amount of exercise to try to, he just said it's so frustrating. So yeah, he was really down on Marv in that regard. So
Lucky Tom gets to take care of his father-in-law.
yeah, so
What a
Tom,
guy.
otherwise,
How long's that guy gonna keep living?
what?
How much longer that guy gonna be alive?
I can't imagine. I said, well, usually people get a wake-up call, like when something serious happens
Now I
with
came
their
in to
health.
watch the game, and Austin's got the TV all fucked around, and I can't get it to fucking change. Why don't you go find me some AAA batteries? These batteries are dead.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we do. They're down in the... I hate going down those stairs. You mind going down and getting them?
I'll go down. The one.
You know that little drawer to the left on that yellow table
Yeah.
thing?
How
That
many
one probably.
drawers down? AAA. I think I know. I thought we had like a shitload of AAA batteries.
I know, I think we do. Maybe up here too. That was good. I guess that was too
I
tall.
have a lot of double A. This is the only triple A, which I don't even know if they're any good.
Those are double A.
No. Are they? Yeah, these are double A. These double A's look bigger. They look smaller. There's nothing downstairs in the.
Really? Did you look in the
I
aisle
opened up
drawers?
every.
The drawers up here?
Yeah, this is where I got these because I looked downstairs and there's nothing in there. Oh, and Tom loved the idea of going to PNB Paribus with us in October with Christina. So he said it's been on his list to go there. As he said, it's like an amazing tournament. So I said, okay, we'll find out if Belby Club's going. And he said, oh God, I would go in a heartbeat.
Maybe TV Mike will hook Tom up and meet some of his superstars friends.
Yep. So I said I'd find out what the pricing was and maybe we could do like a Airbnb or something like that together. And he said, oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
I remember the first time I met Mike Robinson was at that party at the Lampman's house, and
I totally remember.
He
We were in the
totally
corner.
whipped out the book with all the he had like his book. Oh, look at this, and there's me with Djokovic, and
Does that work?
Doesn't work. Nothing works.
Okay.
Maybe the ones in here
So
work.
you want to just put them in there?
So frustrating. Why does the motherfucker have to fuck with this TV? Why can't he just? I hate. I fucking can't stand it.
Okay, you want to
This
just.
one takes big one.
Okay, you want me to take those back?
Take what back?
The battery's back.
No, let's plug the charger in. Maybe they'll charge up. They're rechargeable, right?
Yeah, I do. No.
Oh, I got it.
Plays alternate, yeah.
Right now, there is no bigger competition than finishing this fight against COVID-19. To beat this pandemic,
somewhere else.
it's
I'm
going to
watching
take
this
all
game.
of us coming together.
P. Carroll's doing COVID-19 pro backs.
He just finds a way to get on. He is surrounded by some pretty good names for on-base percentages in the month of June. His .429 average is behind only Mike Trout and Brian Reynolds. So, Brian, let's make the case for JP. Why should he go to the Midsummer Classic?
Yeah, and you are making a great case. In the month of June, JP Crawford has absolutely gone off and got his name. And people started to throw his name out there with some of the other shortstops. But let's take a look at who he's up against. First of all, Xander Bogaerts hitting .323, .387 on-base percentage. And you got Carlos Correa with 12 home runs. Bogaerts up there with 13 home runs. So I think for JP Crawford, he is having a breakout year. It's been a lot of fun to watch. He does have a little catching up to do, especially some of the power numbers when you compare him to other shortstops. But hey, the Mariners, if they are going to send someone away, his name is definitely in the hat. And you mentioned him and Mitch Haniger for sure.
Yeah,
both
he really,
very worthy.
Yeah, he has some really impressive adjustments that he has been making at the plate. And of course, the defense has never slumped at all. It's been so steady all season long. We've got more to get to here on Root Sports. We're back right after this.
High chop. Crawford having to throw a tracer to first base in time for out number 3.
This is the silence Volvo never wants you to hear. So we are as committed to protecting you in an accident as we are in...
Look at the stars.
Well, those 17 in the second contributed to the highest scoring quarter of the series. 33 points for Milwaukee in the second quarter. James Harden, 14 points, almost miraculous given how limited that hamstring is. But here's a point that's interesting to consider. Pace is a problem for Brooklyn right now, right? Because you're navigating that injury. So we saw James in a normal circumstance where he'd be looking to get transition. He can't get there, Mark. And so the fast break differential is plus 11 Milwaukee, 13-2. Normally, Brooklyn very scary and builds momentum in transition. That's not happening here.
A lot of half-court offense like we're seeing right now to start the third quarter. Got to work for everything in the half court. Harden off the Griffin screen. Harris launching the deep 3. And the guy that led the NBA in three-point shooting this season continues to struggle. 0 for 3 so far in this game. Middleton working against Griffin on the edge. Cross-court find Tucker. One of the top corner three-point shooters historically in the NBA over the last several years. Makes it 62-48.
To me, he's a guy who raises the temperature of the team. There's an intensity that pours off him.
Cut inside. Harris off the nice cut and dime from Kevin Durant.
That could get Joe started. He's got to trust the work, right? He puts in the time. He's the elite shooter.
That's on Middleton launching, but misfiring. Holiday chasing down the loose carry. Jeff Green knocked it loose from Lopez. Brooklyn gets the turnover.
See, off a turnover, that's an opportunity to get into numbers, but James just, the burst isn't there. So here we go, another half-court possession.
Harris, back to Harden. Looking out top and now on the way to Durant. With the left hand, pulls up from the elbow. 15 feet away, automatic.
He brought the physicality to PJ on that possession.
Holiday with the pull-up, back dash at the other end. Looking for the foul, too. Holiday having a better shooting, close to 50%, 6 for 13. He's got 13 points. Now it's switched on to Durant. The weak side action here is Griffin. Good tonight defense by Giannis way out in the half court. Griffin for 3. Was bricked it off right. Senekupo quickly gets it back. Goes around Griffin, kicks it out, a late pass. Still time on the shot clock. It's at 9. And here's a guy that can do it himself at the end of the shot clock. Holiday, though, off the mark. Harden methodically, rhythmically walks through the cross. Shot clock already down to 10. Middleton clock. Shot clock down to 5. Harris on the drive. Lopez Says no thanks. Cassidy.
Yeah, you guys are talking about Harden's obvious limitations. Well, I asked the Bucks what they thought of their pressure on James in the first half, and assistant Pat St. Andrews said that it was mostly good. They have to clean up some switching, though. As far as attacking him on defense, Giannis said their game plan against him was just making sure they're constantly moving, a lot of screen and rolls. Whenever you see him, attack him. Don't let him off the hook. We'll see if they do that more in the second half. As far as the Nets defense, Steve Nash told me they have to do a much better job of protecting the rim against Giannis. And with Chris, they lost him twice at the end of the half on those threes, so they have to stay with him. Jonesy, DB.
All right, Cass Harden has played all of 25 minutes in the ballgame. Been off the court all that much. Double team Durant, and now Middleton single coverage on the wing. Durant brings a little bit of space. Griffin underneath, fouled. Almost had himself a three-point play. Instead, he'll go to the free throw line for a couple.
That's a situation where the Bucks bring 1.5. Lopez was in the paint, waiting. Defender trying to get Kevin funneled in that direction, but that's why Kevin draws two. He's always willing to make that next pass.
There's the first personal foul on Lopez. Griffin with double-digit scoring in this ball game. As he did in the previous one, 17. Well, this is a historic game for the WNBA. Almost 25 years ago, to the day the league played their first game, as Rebecca Lobo and the Liberty defeated Lisa Leslie and the Sparks in the Great Western Forum. Remember that place? And here we are with the same matchup Sunday, 4 Eastern on ESPN. And yet this time it's Sabrina Ionescu leading the Liberty against Christy Tolliver and the Sparks.
5 years in the W. I actually called that first game my pride. I was so overwhelmed with emotion that professional basketball is going to be played by women in this country.
Try and catch that one, and Tenacupo kicks it out. One more to Tucker. Lopez ripped by Harris. It's down to 7 here. Harden. Cross-court Durant. Draws the foul on Tucker. Went quick with it and decisively. It's going to be the third foul on P.J. Tucker.
What's interesting is Milwaukee has done some things on the offensive glass. You're seeing this with the Utah Jazz. There's a couple of organizations that have, in the last year or two, decided that actually offensive rebounding can help us win.
The Spurs, they kind of were at the front end of that trend where they sent everybody back.
Correct. They were at the front end of a lot of trends.
Griffin might have gotten away with a walk. Green missed it. Griffin out of bounds. And it'll stay Nets basketball. The shot clock reset to 14. Harden to inbound. That's Green coming off a big game. He had 7 3-pointers on 8 attempts. He's been so invaluable for this next team this year. This is his third game back after a quarter. Durant lost the handle. The turnover situation much improved from the early going, especially the first 6 to 8 minutes. That's their 9th of the ballgame. Harden switches on to Holiday. See if he attacks him. Settles for the step back 3. And another possession. Middleton straight away downtown. No good.
They've gotten a few good looks at 3 off of those offensive rebounds.
6 of 24 from downtown. Green with a pump fake. Missed it inside. Missed the tip.
Well, Lopez at the rim. A problem for the Nets.
Giannis! Oh, with the finger roll. And the turbo kicked in. And he got all the way to the basket. He's back up to 11. After 21 and off the turnover. Holding a foot race with Griffin put his body into him. And drew the foul. Savvy move by Drew Holiday to get the contact.
Giannis under the football. 21 points. He's done all of this. Easy.
You ready?
Are you ready? Ready.
Is you ready?
You ready?
You say you ready? Ready. Hold squad, hold squad, hold squad.
No,
33, man.
14-ounce.
Longest tenured active general manager in the NBA.
And then I'll tell you when it's ready to go pick up. Right. You know where to go. It's like you go down Bellevue Way north, and then you turn right into the Hyatt, right? That little, circle drive, and you just park your car there, like anywhere. They don't mess with you, and then you just kind of run and pick it up.
Donnie Nelson. His first when he traded Ray Allen. To the Celtics. To get Jeff Green. Then he traded Rashard Lewis. To land Kurt Thomas. Kurt Thomas? That guy played for the Thunder. He selected PJ Carlesimo, who sucked. It was dreadful.
Oh my God, Mom's letting you pick up her carryout for her?
Kurt Thomas. Cephalosha. Tyson Chandler. Weezy and Joe Smith.
That guy deep in the paint. Okay, am I going to settle for a turnaround jump shot? Heck no, I'm going right through the chest of Jeff Green. Another 3 bodies. Building the wall, that means there's somebody open on the perimeter. What a game for Giannis. Now, at that last break, he grimaced, grabbing his hip. You can see him sort of lifting that left leg. We'll keep an eye on it.
Well, at least this year they have Giannis for this elimination game. He missed the elimination game 5 last year against Miami due to an ankle injury, and there's a look at him arriving a little bit, favoring that left side during the last time out. Durant up court. Durant with 15 points. 9 of 16, 7 of 16. Mid-range pull-up.
This is the problem the Bucks have had this entire series. High screen set just over the half-court line. Kevin Durant gets the switch with Brook Lopez. In the 49 points the other night, it felt like there was a lot of that play.
Giannis in rhythm, misses the mid-range jump shot. Connaughton battling for the loose ball. It's going to be Nets basketball.
And I don't think Brooklyn has played at all well tonight. Not at all. This is the play I'm talking about. Look at where the screen is set. Now the matchup is Brook Lopez. He likes to be in drop. He's retreating, and Kevin just gets into his shooting motion.
Is Lopez a little higher than he was in the previous game, though, George, you think?
Well, I mean, it depends, right? It depends on who's setting the screen, where it's set. But in an ideal world, he's where he wants to be, which is, below the free throw line.
Sometimes it doesn't stop great offense from a guy like Kevin Durant to get another turnover from Brooklyn. That's their 11th of the game.
It's the one hiccup in the game for Brooklyn, to me. And it's really been the thing that's defined their season.
Brooklyn has never led. Milwaukee, remember, led by as much as 17 in the third quarter in Game 5. Giannis stepped out of bounds and will come back the other way. Brooklyn rallied from 16 down at the half in the previous game for the third time this season. Boy, when most counted in the postseason.
Rotations tight on both sides. How about Bobby Portis? Has not played. A guy who was a critical piece in the rotation.
Average double-digit scoring Durant. That is so tough. What a light work, though, for Kevin Durant. It's a book routine. 19 in the game for KD.
It's just amazing how high that release point is and how fluid that jumper is.
Middleton on the baseline. Speaking of fluid, mid-range maestro. Then he's got 15-footer to go. The lead back up to 11. Since the second quarter, he's really found his rhythm. He's got 21. Holiday mismatched against Durant here. Holiday making him work. Durant hit nothing but net. Placed it.
Just incredible. And listen, this is against good defense, right? Tough contested twos over the outstretched arms of the defender. He's just elite.
Shamit switch on to him cross court. Connaughton catching 2-3 on the way. Green tips it. Here comes Brooklyn. Durant has scored the last 6 in a row. They're going to iso him again, this time on the other side against Holiday. Oh, gave him a little shake, but he misfired. Giannis coming downhill at Jeff Green. That's going to be a foul on who? The point, Jeff Green, to an incredulous-looking Kevin Durant. Gordon Kirkland points at Jeff Green, who's hit with the foul. That's going to be his third. They were both wrestling for the basketball here. It almost looked like he caught his own shot. Jeff Green took one in the jaw, a little chin check.
So the call was on the second part of the play, correct?
That's my guess.
Where Giannis was leading with his elbow. And you're right, but did Giannis catch his own miss?
It didn't look like it was blocked. We were screamed out on that angle a little bit, but from what I can tell, it didn't look like it was blocked, and he caught his own shot.
So if there was a foul, I thought if that's where the whistle blew, but that didn't seem to me to be where the whistle blew.
Holiday working against Harden. They go right at him. Tough pass off of somebody's leg, and
Zach Sarvis had enough now. Because Drew went right over.
It'll stay Bucks basketball as Bruce Brown will come into the ball game for the Nets.
That call.
Connaughton trying to check in for the Bucks. For as well as Milwaukee has played, though as we were talking about a little bit earlier, it's still just a 9-point lead.
Yes.
Giannis has gotten pretty much whatever he wants offensively. 9 of 12, sets a screen here for Holiday. Griffin steps back on the switch, and Holiday a little bit strong on the 3. But it is 1 of 8 now from deep. Durant, guarded by Tucker. KD, a couple of fakes in his Gucci bag. Wow, KD methodically just takes apart that defense.
The footwork, the patience, and the touch, all in play there.
Giannis given a lot of space. He's down to 7, cross court. Holiday goes quick off the bounce. Got it over Brown.
Yeah, just too big, too strong by Drew Holiday.
Kevin Durant by Steve Nash.
So multiple guys getting their opportunities against Kevin Durant. He's 11 for 21. They sent Drew at him twice. Once he scored and once he didn't. It goes opposite because he thinks the help's coming from the high side. And then PJ Tucker, bigger, stronger, physical. Kevin Durant's like, come on. I've got every tool at my disposal. Excellent patience. Get closer here.
Arby's doesn't have a beef with burgers. However, Arby's does have a beef.
I'm not sure. Have to check the tape. It comes right here. Rich is a grunter. You can hear him pitching from the parking lot. He also has a pretty good curveball, and you'll see a lot of it. Throws the curveball 40% of the time. There's a fastball in the strike zone at 89 miles an hour. On the ground, taken there by Walls, the rookie shortstop, on to first. And for Rich Hill, four-seamer, 46% of the time. There's the curveball at 40%. Cutter, slider, sinker, changeup. He'll mix those in, but mostly it's the curveball. StatCast presented by Google Cloud. Shows us what Rich Hill is throwing this year. Pitching well lately. Lower's last 9 starts at 1.61 ERA. Mariners have 4 left-handers in the lineup. Lefties hitting just 136 against him. It's a big bender that looked like it clipped the corner, but goes as ball 1 to Mitch Haniger. Phillips in right field tonight, a very good defensive outfielder. He makes the catch for round number 2. You're bringing up those splits on Rich Hill so far this year. Lefties 136, right-handers not doing great by any stretch of the imagination. Well below league average. And the weighted on base, same story. Not much going on against Hill for the most part this year, who has been able to stay healthy. That's been the problem for Rich in recent seasons. Last year, 8 starts with Minnesota, was with the Dodgers before that. In 2019, last full season of baseball, can make just 13 starts. Left flutters outside. And more strikeouts than innings pitched so far this year for Hill, as Cal Raleigh makes it 23 straight games with a hit. Breaks a 5-game hitting streak. He has homered and doubled 3 times in that stretch. For a guy who is 41 and throws more curveballs than anybody, the velocity on the fastball is not bad. We're talking 89, could touch 90 miles an hour. This isn't exactly somebody who's going up there who's lost his fastball, Mike. No, and there's some deception to it too. There's an arm angle involved in it, and now he's starting to pitch towards the top of the zone, which is what France is saying. That fastball right there at 90 miles an hour. Backhand there by Walls, and Rich Hill retires his side in order. A couple of ground ball outs along the way. We go to the second scoreless.
It up to Hart late in the shot clock. Forces up a 3 and fouled in the act. Wow. They catch a break on a 9-1-1 late clock heave by Harden.
I feel like we've seen so much of this, right? The undisciplined closeout into the space of the shooter, And you get, that's a foul, there's no question.
It's interesting, Doris, just recently, I guess the competition committee and the Board of Governors are going to review some of the offensive rules that seem to have given the offensive players in the game almost too much of an upper hand in play right now.
Well, we were talking about Trey Young, how brilliant he has been. So the plays where Trey turns the corner and stops dead short and the defender runs into him, like, doesn't feel comfortable as basketball fans. So some of those type plays, I think it's important that they look at it.
James Harden tonight has played 31 minutes, has 15 points, 5 of 7 from the field. Played only 48 seconds of game 1, came back in game 5 and played 46 minutes on that tender hamstring. It's continuous. Giannis with a crossover, kicks it back out to Holiday on the drive. Lopez with 8 on the shot clock. Double teamed by Griffin. Giannis at the elbow. In rhythm off the bounce, a little bit strong. Wow.
Yeah, another offensive rebound.
Under a minute to go in the third. Middleton in heavy traffic. Chris Middleton solves it. Three points in the game for Cash Money Middleton. The machine gun dribble by Harden, steps back. He was falling before Giannis even got close. No foul call. Middleton on the baseline. And a favorable roll. Shooter's touch. And the lead back up to 9. Middleton with 25. 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Thunder one-on-one against KD. KD on the drive, brings out Middleton with the board. They got plenty of time. 4 seconds. Up for Giannis. Makes the catch. Middleton, count it! At the buzzer!
Differential, such a significant advantage to Milwaukee. At the buzzer, you said it.
At Mark Valeriano was shook with the new Popeye sandwiches and more pack.
Oh my God.
With 4 chicken sandwiches, 4 tenders, and a large side for $25, there's something for everyone. Start earning points with Popeye's Rewards.
Hi, Verizon launched the first 5G network, and now we want to be the first to give everyone the joy of 5G by giving every customer a new 5G phone on us. Old customers, new customers, families, businesses.
Leadoff man retired. First ground ball out for Dunn. Here's Taylor Walls. Now, for as good as the Rays are, one thing that we know very well is that they have a phenomenal farm system, and we know that in part because of so many trades between the Mariners and the Rays. Walls, one of the real promising young infielders for Tampa Bay, that was somewhat recently called up when the Rays traded Willie Adames over to Milwaukee. Swing and a miss for a strikeout tonight for Justin Dunn. Gets ahead 0-2 and then buries the breaking ball down out of the strike zone, gets him to chase it. Delivery Supermo. fortunate with the Rays. They're a patient team, so if you can fill up the strike zone early, I see a little bit of that. Chasing the ball out of the zone, especially with the breaking ball that Dunn has. Yeah, the bottom third of this order, it begins with Kiermaier in particular. They are very strikeout prone. Kiermaier, 30% strikeout rate. And he takes fastball center cut for strike one. Good fastball at 95 miles an hour. For as great of a farm system as they have to many the top prospect in baseball, Wander Franco, who some thought would be called up when Taylor Walls was brought up to make his debut after the trade of Adames to Milwaukee. Franco just 20 years old and has been, to many, the top prospect in baseball since the start of last year. And he's thrown up 1,000 OPS with AAA Durham right now. They appeal, but he does not go. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if you think the only talent for Tampa Bay is in front of us right now, as we have learned in recent years, that's certainly not the case. They're plenty deep. Seems like it's been that way for a long time for them. You're right about that. Fastball runs in, full count. Familiar face on deck, Mike Zunino. Another fly ball out on its way. Chet Long makes the catch. Dunn retires his son.
72-67, and every time it's been Chris Middleton with a big-time answer.
2 points, Doris, in the first quarter for Middleton. He's had 25 since. He's going to go to the free throw line to increase his total here. 13-point lead for Milwaukee, trying to even this series at 3 games apiece and force a Game 7 back in Brooklyn. Take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule Friday night on ESPN. Game 6 is Philadelphia and Atlanta, Utah Clippers. It all starts at 7 o'clock with NBA Countdown. Tip off at 7:30 and 10 o'clock respectively. For more of these games, go to the NBA.com site or visit the NBA app.
Doc Rivers, I thought, had a compelling quote after the last game about Ben Simmons. About taking him off the floor. He said, we did it again tonight. And the better question is, do you want to? No. But when Ben makes him, we can keep him on the floor. And when he doesn't, we can't. That's just the way it is. And that's something Ben has to address. The inability to, he crosses half court in the latter stages of the game. He's got to give it up. You can't have your point guard handling the ball.
4 of 14 from the foul line, I believe. As Durant turns it over, an empty possession. 12th turnover of the ball game for Brooklyn. Milwaukee in the middle of a 10-0 run. Giannis out top. Got a mismatch here against Shannon. 6 on the shot clock. Durant showing some help. Tucker, corner 3. Boy's having a tough time finding it tonight. A foul by Tucker in the backcourt. Tucker just 1 of 5 from deep.
I'm going to give him a pass on the shooting just because of how hard the guy is working defensively.
The Green out front. Brooklyn has never led in this game. Durant trying to bring him back. Hits the threes up to 28.
That guy is ridiculous. His shot-making ability, the release point, the concentration when somebody does get into his airspace.
Only seen one player block his pull-up jumper, and that was Giannis in a game earlier here this year. Holiday still icy from downtown, cold. Not the way you want it. 12-point lead. Harden behind the green screen. Durant walks into a 3 and misfires. of 7 from deep in this game. Not quite as efficient as he was in Game 5. Middleton lost it. Harden corrals it. It's a 2-on-2. Durant with a long stride. Got the layup. Man, you talk about somebody who covers ground. The Nets have a guy that can get there in a hurry. Kevin Durant with 30. And the meter's still running. Trying to bring his team back. A little hesitation move on Holiday. Brooklyn's still alive when we come back to 5-serve.
With Joe West, the home plate umpire, do you sense another conversation coming?
Joanne, is that you? Huh? What'd you do? Send Austin to get your carryout for you? Huh?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are you drinking now?
Nothing. I opened
Heard
up.
you crack some bottle of wine.
I opened up the rosé. Yeah.
What rosé?
Whatever the rosé that was in there. Yeah.
The one that I bought
Mhm.
for my birthday to have?
Oh, no. Is that what it was?
The one that was laying like in the bottom shelf
Yeah.
in the fridge?
Mhm.
Oh, how is it?
That's all right. Yeah, I think it's better than the one that you brought back from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the one from California cost more than double what that one cost.
Mm.
So, did you send Austin to get your carryout for you tonight?
Yeah, he's supposed to.
What's taking him so long?
He's not, it's not taking a lot of time. It's not ready yet. Joey's is like completely fucked up in terms of their ordering platform. So, you know, every restaurant has their own ordering platform. Some do better than others. So.
Oh, there was an article in there somewhere about that the restaurants are struggling with their point of sale
Yeah,
software.
that's what they call their e-commerce
Their
platform.
point of sale software or some shit or whatever, or hardware is all fucked up because there's all these shortages of what do you call it, precious metals and chips and semiconductors, and people can't buy shit. And
But we need dish soap, so I'm gonna go now.
why didn't you send Austin to get that?
Yeah. All right. So Austin, chop chop.
Wait, he's still here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he left.
Oh, that was just about.
Rich Hill's on the mound. This guy's over 40, still pitching.
Member of the Rays at the Trop against the Mariners, as it turned out back in 2018. We remember Bowers just hitting lasers that were caught all over the place when he debuted.
Let me repeat. Good defense by James Harden. The three by Harris.
Has him down away from the play. But James has always had a couple of advantages defensively. Number one is physical strength. He's also got exceptional hands. So Chris crosses over right in front of him. That's loose change. And, think about this for the Nets offense. James obviously has been more productive tonight. This was the single most efficient offense in the history of the league this year when they were right. No Kyrie.
Austin, don't you want to watch this game, man? You're missing the game, bro. Fourth quarter. 9 minutes to go. 8-point game.
9 minutes to go pretty much, and it's only an 8-point lead for the Bucks. Giannis with intent downhill, missed the layup.
Giannis.
Back comes Harden to the jog. Just handled into the paint and picked off by Connaughton, who couldn't find the handle on it. So they'll stay at this end. Brooklyn basketball. Brooklyn in the middle of a 7-0 run, countering that 10-0 run that the Bucks had a moment ago.
That's a shot he normally takes, right?
Here's Jeff Green. Harris rising up. Joe Harris,
the prize Chelan.
Anyone who wants to listen to him, I got this now.
So this is where Chris has been able to answer every time, right? This is the second time they've been within 5 in the second half because he scored again.
Middleton with the spin, kicks it out to Holiday, and comes to us at the table. Joe Harris releasing perhaps a little bit of frustration here, Doris, in wake of this made jumper.
Yep, and we asked Steve Nash, you know, do you say anything to him? He said, I'm trying to give him his space. I trust Joe. Yeah, that look says it all, Mark.
Middleton going to work against Harris. Middleton draws the foul. That's going to be a shooting foul. There's King Fitzgerald. We put him on the free throw line.
Yeah, he's been the guy to answer every single run.
Chelan, Washington.
The summer after he played with USA Basketball was a big summer for Chris Middleton. It looks like Steve Nash was thinking about a timeout and challenging this call. That's going to be the 4th foul, meanwhile, against Joe Harris. So it's officially a challenge on this play and this foul. Harris had his hand on him and fouled him there on the way up.
Nobody builds 5G, but Verizon builds 5G.
Tonight's SAP broadcast is brought to you by the Laborers Union, 47,000 strong in the Northwest. The edge 0-2.
When Mariana comes
What
in,
stuff?
the rug and everything, are you just going to move it back out there, or is that?
Whatever you want me to do, baby.
I'd like you to get it out now.
Austin wants to take it back, doesn't he? Chargois coming in? Are we on a relief pitcher at the start? What's going on? What happened to Justin Dunn?
Your kids, the yard, the game, even the way you celebrate. So if you have plans on Prime Day, change them.
Better run.
Run, King! Run!
The new hand-breaded chicken. So good.
Washington Mr. Basketball 2020. Dad's a coach. His mom's a softball, volleyball, and basketball player. She's the broker and director of sales at Caldwell Banker, Lakeshore Properties.
But they will not challenge this as we look at the discussion between Nash, Jacques Vaughn as assistant coach, and Harrison Hart. You know, James Harden kind of looked like that defense lawyer thinks he can win every case.
He had no case. Joe Harris was the guy who called him off the challenge. He clearly said, I got him with he got his off arm. That's critical, right? We're still in a possession ball game. You can't waste it on that.
I want to save that for later. Middleton at the free throw line, where he's 7 of 8 tonight. It's a 6-point game. Talked about his improvement and his conditioning, his focus, really putting in a lot of work after coming back from China with USA Basketball a couple summers ago. Well, tonight after our game at SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt, he'll have live post-game reaction analysis with Legler, plus Adrian Wojnarowski with the latest on Rick Carlisle, leaving the Dallas Mavericks, and what you need to see and hear from the first round of the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines. SportsCenter, Scott Van Pelt next, right here on ESPN and the app. Harden up court. Here's Jeff Green, guarded by Giannis. Harris dribble handoff to Harden, 10 on the shot clock. They get it to the guy they really want to get it to, KD. Harden, guarded by Antetokounmpo, good contest. And they get the miss.
So that possession, there were 3 different switches by Milwaukee. They were on point.
Oh boy. Drew Holiday. Gym memberships there. Went right over Jeff Green for the layup. Losing his strength. And Tucker with the steal. Bucks on the move.
Oh, flagrant one.
By Durant as both collide. And Kareem to the court.
Another switch that resulted in a steal. P.J. Tucker. Excellent anticipation. This is the difference in the ball game. There's transition opportunities. Switch, steal, transition, hard foul by Kevin Durant. You see, Mike Budenholzer asking them to look at this to see if it's a flagrant.
Didn't appear to get contact or wind-up partner. Contact above the shoulders. And they're not even going to look at this. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the free throw line, where he's 3 of 7. There's the 6 bounces. It's nothing but net on the first. They back up to 11. And meanwhile, with 30 in the ball game. You can hear the fans behind us offering all kinds of advice for us, but they're just shooting.
Oh, and James Harden reacted viscerally in the first half to the amount of time. It feels like an eternity. Goodness.
Takes both. And Giannis picks up Durant on the switch. Nice time. Green got ripped underneath. Tough night for Jeff Green. Giannis in transition. Through the contact. Count it!
No way. That's
42 in the paint for Milwaukee. 25 in transition. Consecutive steals by Mr. P.J. Tucker. Gets pace for Milwaukee. No position by Joe. A bucket for the Greek Freak.
This is a block, no doubt. Giannis made his mind up after that first dribble. He was going to get to the bucket.
It's a 25-4 advantage at fast break points for Milwaukee in this ball.
Tonight for the Bucks. Forces a game 7 in Brooklyn in a couple of nights. The lead swelling back to 15 on a 10-0 run. They blew a 17-point second-half lead in the previous game. Shamet inside, and another stop. Antetokounmpo forcing the miss. Into the paint, and missed everything. Holiday tipped it up twice, still loose, battling, whistle underneath. And we get a foul against Brooklyn. That's the 14th foul. And Milwaukee will shoot from here on in.
So much discussion about whether Giannis is going to guard Kevin. Well, you want one of the excellent help defenders near the cup. Over in transition, Mr. Shamet, the Greek Freak's ready to welcome you to the paint.
Love that defensive play, and Doris. On a tangent, I've always thought that play by Giannis, where you can test a shot successfully, should be on all the box scores that we get. Because it gives us and it gives the viewing public a better idea of that defensive variable, which is sometimes too abstract.
Don't tell me you're an analytics official.
Oh, I just love defense. And they get another defensive stop. Holiday in transition, picked up by Durant. Weak side to Giannis. Connaughton catch and shoot three. Halfway down and out. And Antetokounmpo. Oh! Blitz on Giannis.
He's mad. You don't win with this thing.
So the Nets have played small all year. And the crowd enjoying a 14-0 run after yet another time they closed to within 5.
Each of us has a different story.
It's over. God, he was writing all this shit for him. He must have a publicist.
All across the lane, there's a mushroom cloud underneath with all the physical play going on, Doris. But Giannis Antetokounmpo slams it home, and Thanasis says, "How you doing?" And the Deer District erupting outside. 5-serve for him.
Ooh, maybe we got a little rival to Jurassic Park in We the North.
I love it.
The Deer District on fire. How about that 14-0 answer by Milwaukee after the 10-0 Brooklyn run?
Assistant coach Mike D'Antoni with the Nets had a very animated discussion with the officials during that commercial break. He's pointing to some of the areas of contact and physicality. Here's Durant against Tucker.
I gotta say, Tucker, look at how hard he's working. Durant, like, he's brilliant offensively, but I give a ton of credit to PJ and his influence on this team.
Durant's got 32, but he's made him work. Antetokounmpo on the wing, 7 on the shot clock. Look at it, Shannon. Some handles to the pull-up, and left it on the front rim. 5.5 minutes to go. Durant with a head of steam, out of bounds, and another Nets turnover. They overrode that time, 14th of the game. Over calls out the half-court set. Holiday against Shannon, little side pick and roll with Middleton. Switching, catch and shoot three by Connaughton.
Well, for all intents and purposes, Mike Budenholzer has played 6 guys tonight. Because Bryn Forbes only played 6 minutes. And Manassas really under one. They'll credit him with one, but it felt like he was on the floor for about 20 seconds. There was a lot on the line for the Bucks. You tighten your rotation, but boy, Mike Budenholzer really Connaughton, the only guy to get any kind of significant minutes off the bench.
Giannis, Middleton, Holiday all with 41 minutes, and Middleton cashes another one.
It's a 4-point play? Oh my God, it's a 4-point play.
It's why they play the OJ song Money over the PA system. That's what he's been for them, Doris.
Oh, you can sing it for me, Mark. I was dancing into that three.
One verse of the song goes, some people got to have it. And they got to have more Middleton here in Milwaukee.
For some reason, I
Tomorrow, Doris, I'll be watching and waiting for the various results. And the playoffs have been really riveting and compelling.
Absolutely fabulous. And Kevin and James, I think, have seen the last of their action. They'll get a little bit of a rest. And I can't wait for tomorrow night. Absolutely cannot wait. And you know, you talked about Paul George. He was brilliant. 37, 16 rebounds and 5 assists. But Marcus Morris, 29. Reggie Jackson, 22. And how about Tyler Lue? You go in an 0-2 hole again. No Kawhi Leonard, and you find your way out of it.
What, me worry?
Yeah, like...
That's his attitude.
Where's he from? I remember the championship in Cleveland. He shouted out his hometown.
Mexico City, Missouri. Mexico, Missouri, no?
Oh, man, I'm blanking on it.
Largest lead of the ball game as Walu Cabarro comes into the ball game along with Chris Chiosa. TLC with the miss. And Curry with the putback, who's also checked into the ball game with Alize Johnson and Tyler Johnson. 4 minutes to go. That's pretty much a sign that we're going to play for a Game 7 as Steve Nash and his coaching staff. Middleton has been a straight-up bucket getter tonight.
Well, how about his bounce back in the series after the first 2 abysmal games by Chris Middleton?
Johnson inside, that's Alize. Signed a multi-year deal after a couple of 10-day contracts earlier this year. Timeout, 3:50 to go.
Raise money for prostate cancer, get drugs, and get men living long, normal lives with their families.
Michael, what would you like to tell people about early detection?
Well, early detection, life is a lot easier in terms of treatment if you're found earlier. But I particularly want to leave that message today, even if it's discovered later. Your outcomes are very, very positive today. And today there's a new program. It started up here in Seattle at the VA and the Fred Hutch and University of Washington, where if you served our country, you get equal treatment as anyone in America. And that program in the last 4 years has reduced the death rate for African American men by 50%, down to the normal population. And the only place that has occurred is in the VA program.
Rich Hill keeping a close eye over there on J.P. Crawford. Well, you touched on this earlier, but it's incredible. Over 3 million more men are alive today because of all the research that you've been referencing from the Prostate Cancer Foundation. So when we think about this becoming something that the public can join with and help keep down in the game, as you mentioned, how can they do that and help us support the fight against prostate cancer?
Easiest thing to do first is to go to homerunchallenge.org. And financially, you can support it by pledging money for home runs hit during the month of June to Father's Day. We estimate there'll be about 600 home runs hit. We have a good home run hitting team on the field today in Tampa Bay and Seattle. They're probably, between the two of them, going to hit an average of 2 to 2.5 home runs a game. And tonight we have 25,000 pledged for any home run hit in this ballpark. That's one. And then go to PCF.org, Prostate Cancer Foundation. You can learn all about new treatments, new drugs, nutrition, and what your probabilities are of getting prostate cancer subject to your family history. And there are nutrition guides. The idea that there was some relationship between what you ate and your health, was not an area that people really studied when we started this program with the Mariners and Major League Baseball. One of the advantages we have in this ballpark is our traveling group, when we go to every ballpark, has ruled and voted the Mariners the best food in the stadium 8 of the last 12 years. Now, I think that's partly because we have a lot of vegetarians that travel with you, but I know you're a leader in craft beers and other areas, so you got to come out to the ballpark to have a good dinner one night.
Well, Mike and I can attest. Another throw to first as JP is being held close to the back.
Now, I don't know if the viewers tonight know what a special day this is. This is National Mascot Day in America, and you have one of the great mascots. And it's also National Eat Your Vegetable Day in America. You probably didn't even know they have all these different days in our country.
I'm a little bit behind on that today, so I have to get some vegetables up here to the booth.
Well, one of the things we've learned is that it makes a big difference in many vegetables, such as broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts, actually serve like little Pac-Mans to eat your little mutations in your body. And one of the things we're all aware of is the amazing advancements in the last 15 months. They've just delivered vaccines, antivirals, antibodies today to allow us to come out to the ballpark and enjoy the evening.
Well, Michael, this has been a real treat. We're always great to see you each and every year, and we are so grateful you can swing on by again this season and tell us all the great news of the advancements going on and all the great money that is being dedicated to research to helping fight this disease.
Well, our goal of keeping Dad in the game, we can't thank the Mariners and Major League Baseball enough, and let's see a few home runs by the Mariners tonight.
Important information. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
He is Michael Milken. The annual Home Run Challenge. This is the 25th year for the Prostate Cancer Foundation and the partnership with Major League Baseball. Ty France is batting. J.P. Crawford at first base. If we end up getting a plate full of cauliflower brought to the booth, I don't know if I'll ever forgive you. Although I will make sure it goes to your booth.
You're welcome, Eric.
Let me just make sure this is very clear. Never in the history of baseball has there ever been someone who says, let's get some vegetables brought up to the booth. But this is hard hit, quick skip. Wendell at third, on to second. That'll end things. Let's get that broccoli ordered up. Through 3.
I see we're running up and I am.
Doesn't improve health-wise, then they might have hit their ceiling in what they can do a little bit.
Right, and I'm just going to go back to the point that David throughout this game. 26-4 advantage in fast break plays. And in the postseason where things slow and it's a grind, it is so important to get some easy baskets. And because Brooklyn is forced to play at the tempo they're playing, because you know James only can go so far, right, and has only so much burst. You see the frustration on both guys. But listen, if it's a possession ball game on the road in Brooklyn, who do you trust more?
That's a great point.
Well, I like my chances if I'm in a possession ball game with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it'll be him. But Game 7's reveal strange things sometimes. Antetokounmpo will play arguably one of the biggest games of his career in a couple of nights. We've seen him from his rookie year to where he is now in his 8th season grow up right in front of us. Thanasis will take the shot clock expiration violation. See him become 2-time MVP, become a father, part of this Milwaukee community too. That's blocked by Bryant. A nice exclamation point at the end of the game. This Chioza thought he was going to get a free one. That's going to do it. The series is tied at 3-3, and we'll have a Game 7 on Saturday. Middleton and Antetokounmpo combining for 68 points. There's a look at the updated brackets.
That's why you need to drink a meeting with Kanye West, Bernard Arnault.
Hello and welcome to Grubstakers, the podcast about billionaires and the drug epidemics they create. I'm Sean P. McCarthy, joined by my fellow investigators, Steve Jeffers and Andrew Palmer. And today we're talking about the 2-part, 4-hour HBO documentary, The Crime of the Century, created by Alex Gibney about the opioid crisis in the United States. We'll be giving a review of it and discussing some of the revelations within it. But just to speak of the opioid crisis up top, the film counts over 487,000 opioid overdose deaths in the United States between 2000 and 2019, which is most likely an underestimate. So just for perspective, that's just under 10 times the amount of American soldiers killed in the Vietnam War. And, you know, this is a personal topic.
Well, here's the thing, Sean, is that, you know, when they count those numbers, if someone dies and they just find traces of opioids in them, they count that as an opioid death. You know, the numbers, I think, are inflated to support the government's interests and the opioid pandemic.
Right, they want you to take the fentanyl vaccine. Bill Gates has been pushing his fentanyl vaccine, and they're trying to hype up these stats, even though it's just the flu. Fentanyl is just the flu.
Yeah.
And if you they don't tell you that only 85-year-olds are dying of fentanyl overdoses. And they actually assassinated Mac Miller and Little Peep in order to create fear that young people could die of fentanyl overdoses. But if you're listening and you're young, it's impossible.
Yeah, no, it's just flu that's in the New York City cocaine. It's just the flu virus. If you've got the shot, it's fine.
Yes.
If you got the flu shot.
That's the message of this podcast, is if you have the flu shot, you can do fentanyl and you can mix it with cocaine.
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
You're invincible. But this is a personal topic for me, and I think all of us. We did an early episode about the Sackler family. They are the billionaire former owners of Purdue Pharma, which made OxyContin. I've talked about my brother struggled with opioid addiction. He's doing better, but it's a long struggle. And our late friend, the comedian Raghav Mehta, he spoke openly about his opioid addiction. So it's a subject we, and I think most Americans, have been touched by. So it's, it's hard not to like have some investment in this topic. But we should just kind of start by spending a few minutes giving our review of the documentary and our thoughts on the subject matter before we move on to kind of an overview of some of the newer revelations that are within it.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway is that probably one of the biggest medical crises facing the United States right now is chronic pain.
Very good. Well, that's what is so fucked up, because you'll see these Twitter accounts
Oh,
that
no,
are just
it's
obsessed
red.
with talking about chronic pain and how this crackdown on prescribing opiates, which there was in the United States because of this mass murder, is depriving people who have chronic pain of access to pain meds, and it's just so clearly fronted and paid for by the pharmaceutical industry.
Getting rocked.
I mean, wait,
Why did Dunn go out?
Yes. Wait, who are these people on Twitter?
Crime of the Century on HBO Max. Okay, I'll watch that. I'll see that movie. Let's do it. Did he die? What did I just do? Cubs win. How about some scores? How do I get the scores? That sucks. There's no scores. Scores. Oh, there it is. Put you into a lot of shit you don't want to be in. Doink. Ouch. This guy's really kicking ass, isn't he? Reds are losing. Cubs win 2-0. Kyle Hendricks is not 9-4. There's no way. That guy's 9-4. He has 13 decisions. That's a lot of decisions, man. Can't believe he's 9-4. Randy Arozarena, deep left G-man choice. Why did Jay Donnelly get 2 innings? Torrens is back. Perfect. Man, I got that by a fucking mile. Oh.
You guys ever get your carrot out? Are you gonna make yourself a salad tonight? Are you gonna make a salad tonight? You should eat the salad like 3 times a day. We'll see. No, you won't see. Either you're gonna now or you're not. Oh, really? Where'd you buy that from? Where'd you buy that from? So again, no salads from the yard. You haven't? You haven't made it all week? No, you haven't. You bought them.
Prescribes people who was basically a pill mill doctor, but like a very respectable pill mill doctor who probably went to an IB or something. And while he's talking about how, like, you know, the main issue is people who abuse the drugs, but he's very responsible. They would then cut to the husband of a woman who was killed by this doctor. So, and like, the husband was like, yeah, you know, we finally got her off the pills, and then he told her she needed to take a bunch more. And then it would cut back to that guy, and he's like, well, you know, every case is unique in its own way. I can't speak about individual cases, but, you know, addicts will overdose. Yeah, the gentleman we're talking about is named Dr. Lynn Webster, who ran the Life Tree Clinic, and for some reason, as Andy mentioned, agreed to be interviewed by Alex Gibney, who spliced his interview with footage from the husband of the woman he murdered by overprescribing her OxyContin until she became severely addicted, kicked it, then became addicted again and overdosed because he put her back on it. And it was like, you know, watching that was like when I watched this World War II documentary and they interviewed a Nazi SS war criminal, Karl Wolff, where I was just like, interesting to hear this interview, but you should have been hanged. I shouldn't actually be able to hear this interview because you're a mass murderer. But yeah, this guy, his fucking Life Tree pain clinic had like dozens and dozens of just excess deaths, where Alex Gibney interviewed some other doctor, and he was like, if I met a doctor who had 2 patients with chronic back pain die of overdose death, I would refer them to the state medical board. But, you know, this guy is like just killing, you know, dozens of people, and there's no accountability. Oh yeah, he also, he had this great speech out where he said that his patients were so constantly in pain that they would rather die than tolerate that pain. So basically what he did was he prophylactically, and I pretend to use that word correctly, labeled his patients suicidal. He would label them suicidal so that if they did die, he would say, well, they were suicidal from the chronic pains which we were facing. But he said that he would tell patients, you have to take this specifically as it's given in the prescription, otherwise you'll die. And he said, but then patients say to me, I don't mind because, you know, living with this pain is such a hell to me. Yeah, he would prophylactically put a condom on before killing patients because it made him come. Yeah, it's just part of being a doctor is like knowing how the medicine works, but also have someone will realistically say being like an addict who is suicidal and you're sitting heroin. What will they do? They take it one pill per day, like you said, or will they take like 40 pills a day? Oh, he's the doctor from the Doug Stanhope episode of Lilies. Yeah, it's like, it is like you read about these nurses that become serial killers or whatever, just like watching that, that guy's such a fucking sociopath. And you can see, like, if you become a pill mill doctor that's willing to push what the pharma companies want to sell, well, you can make a lot of money, but also, like, if you're interested in murdering people, you can apparently get away with it. Yeah. I wonder how much the money really was motivated some of these dogs. Right. But they were, I mean, well, some of them are just way out of just like divisions and Appalachian, probably didn't make as much as the average doctor in the state. But other ones were in more developed areas, still did. And so it's like, man, you're going to be a millionaire either way. Yeah. Well, some of them probably wanted to see how many pills they could get into someone before they conked out, probably had a betting pool. Yeah. Yeah, we will talk about Purdue Farm human guinea pig to test how much oxycontin they can put in somebody. But I guess reviews of the film, I thought it was very good. I recommend anybody interested in this subject watch it. It can be a hard watch if you're familiar with the subject or you have like family or friends or whatever who've gone through addiction. But aside from the fact that Alex Gibney is an establishment lib, he kind of wonders out loud why there's no accountability and this sort of thing. But overall, I thought it was very good, and it covers the entire opioid epidemic. It goes from like '96, the introduction of OxyContin, all the way up to the present, where we've had this kind of crackdown on prescription opioids, but we have an entire population addicted to opioids. So of course, they switch to heroin from Mexico or fentanyl from Mexico or wherever else. But yeah, overall, 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. What did you guys think? Yeah, no, I thought it was. Well, wait, what? 9 out of 10? Well, why not? I could give it a 10 out of 10, but you don't want to just give those away. This is like a documentary should like floor you before you don't want to be a PC gamer. Right. I want to get a reputation of like a pitchfork level critic. I don't want people to think they can just walk away with like 10 out of 10. I am not a cheap gamer. This isn't the Avengers on Rotten Tomatoes. All right. Well, I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5. It did receive 93% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and 84 million Metacritic. And yeah, I mean, I basically agree with that. It was a really good documentary. And it was like a good follow-up to that Frontline that you were the later character that had one of the same guys as like the main enemy. One of the things that was interesting about this documentary, in terms of the process that kind of set the opioid epidemic into motion, was this idea of the time release mechanism, which is especially it's fascinating because that was, I believe, all the rage for probably the last 20 years or so, where basically pharma companies could sidestep or try to sidestep pre-existing restrictions on dangerous drugs by just putting a time release mechanism in it, or even not just sidestep things, but not just sidestep restrictions, but remarket an old drug. And I had and nobody would know it. As a psychiatrist who was prescribing me, he was prescribing me Concerta, which is a kind of time release Ritalin. And I just remember very clearly him saying, like, now what's really interesting about this, and he's like pulling out the literature that came with the pills, he's like, the time release in here, that's really what's so brilliant. And like looking back on that moment, I'm like, oh, one of these salespeople got to you. Like, maybe not, obviously not the opioid salespeople, but the same kind of like pharma pill pusher salespeople that they cover in this documentary. Like, clearly they're going to all these doctors and pushing everything. And one of mine did just that for Concerta. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, having the by far most expensive prescription drug system in the entire world produces strange incentives where sales bros who are on the hustle and grind are going to doctors and whining and dining them and taking them to strip clubs so that they will prescribe, X new hot drug, whether it's an opioid or a cocaine natural form or whatever. They also talk about how they would like walk into the doctor's office and see the doctor like kind of rub their nose after doing a line of crushed up ecstasy. Yeah, it makes me surprised there's not a Hollywood movie yet, but I'm sure we'll see, Fear and Loathing in the Medical Office coming soon. Actually, there's one with Joaquin Phoenix Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Joker? No,
Yeah.
where he goes to get his drugs, but they don't because neoliberalism has started. That's right. They're like, I'm sorry, Mr. Joker, but neoliberalism has begun. You don't have drugs anymore. I'm sorry, Mr. Joker, but we can't treat chronic pain anymore because the liberals in socialism have cut off our ability to prescribe OxyContin. This is AOC's America. And veterans cannot receive the OxyContin they need for their chronic pain, sustained from injuries, defending this country and our right to freedom of speech. That movie was actually a subtle warning to America about the dangers of cutting off Oxy, and the threats that poses to our late night hosts. Yeah. No one cared about me until I put on the full body syringe costume. Look, you might want to ban OxyContin, but how is Jimmy Fallon going to make a show 5 nights a week if you ban OxyContin? But one of our first episodes we did was on the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma. If you haven't listened to it, you can go back and check it out. But so some of this will be a bit of review as we kind of go over the documentary. But I think we'll just start with a quick review of the Sackler family, and then we'll move on to some of the newer revelations contained within, because there is information in this that we just didn't know at the time we recorded the early episode, so we can hopefully update some of that. But the Sackler family, they are the family that used to own Purdue Pharma, again, the makers of OxyContin. To kind of trace it back, Forbes magazine puts their net worth as of the end of 2020 at about $10.8 billion. One of their family members in the documentary claims they had to spend $5 billion of that on taxes, which I am skeptical about, given recent revelations as to the tax rates paid by Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Michael Bloomberg, among others, which are near 0%. Yet, if you were to round them, they would probably go to 1 or 0%. Keep your ear out for that. We might do an episode breaking that down. Yeah. But estimated net worth of the family about $10.8 billion by Forbes as of 2020. And this goes back to Raymond and Mortimer Sackler bought Purdue Pharma in 1962. They were doctors, and they were doctors who were kind of on the advertising side, where they had early success with selling Valium to basically poor, depressed housewives who were, left at home. Chris, before us, I need a drop. You know which one.
Valium, or maybe something stronger, because he doesn't understand that I get so excited watching the lucky man.
But basically, these poor, depressed housewives were left home alone. They were not as prevalent in the workforce as they are today. They had nothing to do. A lot of them got sad, and then so they came up with this advertising campaign. Let's all get them addicted to Valium, and let's just sell Valium to deal with your troubles. And it was very successful. They made a lot of money on Valium. And then in 1996, they released OxyContin, which, as we mentioned, is like basically morphine, but it has a time-release capsule. So time release makes it safe, which of course it doesn't. And since that time, 50 states have filed lawsuits, all 50 states, against Purdue and the Sackler family. Purdue Pharma filed for bankruptcy in September 2019. As the documentary discusses, this apparently seems to be a mechanism just to shield the family wealth. Because shortly before it filed bankruptcy, the family took $10 billion out of the company and moved overseas. And now that the company is in bankruptcy, and there's all these creditors coming after it, so it's very questionable that even though these, multi-billion-dollar settlements are being announced, very questionable as to whether or not these will ever actually get paid out. But certainly no members of the Sackler family actually went to jail for this. And that kind of brings up to date on the Sackler family. If you happen to go around to museums, such as the Metropolitan Museum of Modern Art, you might see a Sackler wing or two. It might, interrupt your stroll through the history of the Greco-Roman Empire to just see the people who made your brother homeless standing over an archway. I'm going to correct you, but the Temple of Dindor, I think, is in the Sackler wing, and that was created for Augustus. So it really like it just says Greco-Roman Empire. Well, that's pretty cool. At least they support the art. Yeah. Did I mention I have ADHD? But to kind of move on from the Sacklers, that we'll probably cover a bit more. I wanted to start with one of the first revelations from the documentary that I didn't know going into it that I found particularly fascinating, which is about the role of Johnson & Johnson. I think a fair number of people know about the Sackler family Purdue Pharma, but something that really can't be emphasized enough is how complicit Johnson & Johnson and the big three pill distributors were, and these kind of like major corporations. You know, McKesson, Cardinal Health, American Bergen, between the three of them, they control 90% of pill distribution in the United States. So a company like Purdue invents OxyContin and then sell it all to these big three distributors who in turn sell it to pharmacies. These big three distributors, they have every incentive to sell as much OxyContin as possible because they're getting a cut. And Johnson & Johnson was the same way, where the documentary talks about how Johnson & Johnson got Tasmanian farmers to produce opium because, you know, to actually sell this OxyContin, you need raw opium to go into it, and there were, you know, not that many sources, so they would just, like, pay these farmers in Tasmania to grow opium, and then they had, like, a clear-cutting method, you know, a modern industrialized harvesting.
We're still live. No fucking way. Oh my god.
Harvesting your opium in Tasmania. You take some of the opium out of the field, put it in the net, you're not having a mess. Even though I'm high on heroin right now, I still know that I like myself. That's how bad it's been. Well, no, you're supposed to feel bad. You're supposed to feel bad watching the net. Like, yeah, what do? You like shoot heroin and you watch Bo Burnham and you're like, now I'm depressed. It's more depressing than heroin. That was interesting. Like it's like industrially developed entire thing. Like, yeah, I guess you can't just go and have damage. You can't do it the normal way that normal people do it, which is on American supply plane.
Holy shit, it's hot in here.
What's he gonna chase? The slider? Nah. The changeup? Oh, I've got it.
Of course.
Curveball.
Third party wants to join this third party shit.
Never have one.
On Qatar, this June 21st and 22nd is Amazon Prime Day.
What? You're geeking out over a PSP now? You fucking Gen Z fucking TikTok bitch. Is that what I hear? Jeez, we're live. And we've broadcasted the whole NBA game. Yeah, my dad was watching it live and he didn't even know the camera was on. He was just sitting in the room in front of the camera this whole time. I don't know. Let me check. If this stream popped off because my dad just started like saying some clown shit, that would be funny. Yeah, we're at 0. We've been at 0 for pretty much the whole, damn, we're 2 hours in. It's pretty much the whole time. No, the whole fucking time we've been at 0. That's cool. Alright. Well, guess I gotta play fucking 2K now. Fuck. It's way too fucking hot in here. I gotta take my pants off. It's one of those days. Fucking sweaty ass fucking days. We got no AC in this bitch, guys. It's not humid, but shit. It's hot. Whew. Shit's steamy. wish I could just move this TV forward. I tried to move the couch, I started streaming, and my dad got back and just got all angry and moved it all back, so here we are. Fuck. Don't say ye, alright? You're not being broadcasted, unless you want me to. Okay. Actually, I don't think I want to. Your head up. You're. Oh. Oh, yeah? What does it do? Game crash? What did this fucker just say? I have no idea. Okay, I think I did this. Video capture device. Who knows what desktop audio does? Alright, we're good. What did this guy just say? He just fucking did what? Alright, we're gonna go. We're not trying to play Wreck, let's be honest. Ain't no one trying to play Wreck. We're out here teleporting on our foot. Next gen, bro. It's just next gen. It's just next gen gameplay right here. I bought the Xbox Series S for the specs. Look at them. Wow. Oh, we got a skateboard now. Let's go. Oh, my dad's just sitting out there, out in the yard. He turns around, sees me playing. Instead of helping him, he's gonna flip his shit. Maybe we'll get it live on stream. You already got him screaming his shit about the Bucks Nets game live on accident because he booted me off. But here we are, we're back, you know. Set me up with some shit. A Nike item. I don't fucking want a Nike item. I don't even want to walk into that store. Fuck the store. Whoa, that was glitchy as fuck. CDC, third party. Get your ass in here. I ate too much food way too fucking quick. Oh, I'm fucked up. Get the fuck in here. 2 spots in top middle. Oh. Why do you want to play rec now? Like, what? You're awful at rec. You're even worse at rec than you are at park. I don't know. Can you be good today? Like, just please for today. Oh, he took offense. Doesn't seem like the video capture device is not working for me. I don't know what that means. Need 2 players. Let's go. Come on, hop on. If you lose a spot, I'm playing the game. We need 3. I can't believe we lost the court. Sorry, I just have severe anger management problems. No, especially around you.
Yeah, way to get that rock, man! Box out! Shot! Hey, right there! I got him! Shoot that, baby, come on! Too strong, baby! Oh, foul! Yo, watch it! Shot, shot, shot! Oh, come on, bust that, baby! Hey, come on, man, keep up on him! Hey! Hey, swing it! Shot! Yeah, boy! Let's go, baby, let's go! Come on, come on! I got ball! Pressure him up! Hey, yo, right here, baby! Ball up! Hey, good boy, baby! Hey, yo, right here! Hey. Give me that ball! Give me that! Hey, 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 hey! Yo, watch him! Yeah, that's all you! Oh, get that! Box up! Good finish, good finish! Watch the screen! Watch out! Crash! Crash! Hey, go watch it! Hey, get the ball back! Put it back! Rebound! Hey, get on, I got George, get on! Shot! Shoot that, baby! Shoot that, baby, come on! Hey, yo, right here! Stay on him! Box out! Hey, right there! Take that! Pressure him up! watch it. Yo, right here, right here. Baby. Shut up. Good finish. Hey! Don't shoot that! Go, man. Give me that! I got it! Shot! Shoot that! Yeah, way to get that rock, man! Stay on him! Oh, get that! Hey, yo, ready! Oh, come on, bust that, baby! Someone help out! Give me that! Hey! Oh, foul! Oh, yo, right here! Yeah, that's all you! Shot! Yo, right here! Get it! Pop it! Hey, man! No, finish, man! Yo! Hey, right here! Shot! I got ball! Hey, yo, right here! Hey! Good finish. Give me that.
Yeah, because a backdoor lob would happen in an NBA game. Like, you doing? He's gonna boast and boast and boast. Yep. Oh. Where you going? Hello? Hey. Where you stop doing that? You're doing that on purpose. I'm done.
Yeah, way to get that rock, man! Oh, get that! Hey, yo, right here, baby! Get ya! Oh, foul! Hey, yo, right here! Shut up! Pressure him up! Box out! Hey, heads up! Come get it! Shoot that, baby! Come on! Get mine! Get mine! I got yours! Get mine! Let's go! Hey, right there! Good smash, baby! Hey, take that! Box out! Hey, yo, right here! Stay on him! I got him! Yo, right here, right here! Yo, look at this clock! Get that out of here! Hey, yo, right here, baby! Don't let him shoot that! Stay on him! Shot! Yo, right here! Good finish! Hey! Give me that! Hey, yo, right here! 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 Hey, yo, right here!